Hey, what's happening? Before we jump into the show, I wanted to see if you had any music on a hard drive. You have a band, you have a project, and you want to self-release your own music. Well, there's an easy way to do it. You can go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate and go get your music up on all the streamers. You keep 100% of your royalties, and you can get 30% off by using this code. It's a great, easy way to get your music up on the streamers and share it with your fans, your friends, your family, your mom, your dog, everybody. Everyone wants to hear it. But go to distrokid.com/VIP/hyphenate, HYPHENATE, and send me the link. I want to hear it too. Send your mom the link. Send your dog the link. They all want to hear it too. We'd like to thank our sponsor, iZotope, the absolute leaders in intuitively designed plugins for audio restoration, mixing, and mastering. At iZotope.com, you'll find a plethora of tools and suites that will enhance your audio production, whether it's voice, video, podcast, or a full production recording session. Check out the industry-standard audio repair tool, RX11, or the multi-tool mixer plugin, Neutron 5, or the powerful Ozone 11 mastering suite, plus tons more. Go to iZotope.com and use the code FRET10 at checkout for 10% off. That's FRET10 to get 10% off at checkout. And again, the website is iZotope.com, IZOTOPE.com. Party on, Wayne. Party on, guys. Woo!
Party on, Garth. Amazing.
Welcome to Hyphenate Halftime, brought to you by
Shredfest.
by Wayne and Garth. We are
Shredfest 2025. Let's go.
This is Hyphenate Halftime, your show for Monday, and we'll be discussing last week's interview with Sean Carnage, Kyle Mapson, DJ Lizzo, and the Monday Night Crew. But I was just showing off before we started talking this new Jackson Dinky wood grain shredder. I wanted a guitar that had the crazy tremolo arm on it, so I just found this used online here in Los Angeles.
It's amazing,
courtesy of OfferUp. So just drove all the way, drove for an hour, go pick it up in a Robux smoothie parking lot. It was great.
Nice.
So much fun. This is one of the fun things I love about living in LA. There's like, I had no idea if you were trying to find a shreddy Ebenezer Jackson, there's about 50 of them. They're all under $300, just waiting to be bought.
I do. It is interesting because you do think of like someone who's going to buy the kind of lower range Jackson, brand new.
Yeah.
Is like I feel like a band that starts that has kind of legs to it, that is probably more like a punk band or some kind of indie rock. Like it seems like there's more of a scene to keep like a small band together. Whereas if you're buying a Jackson, you're either like, oh my God, the shape of that looks so cool, or I'm going to learn how to shred, or you're starting a band, but you're probably thinking of like, I'm going to try to start the biggest like pop band or kind of like commercial band. I don't know. It doesn't seem, I have to say, I don't know that many people
who's buying
the
cheapest Jackson right now.
Yeah. Who are older, who buy like the start of the mill by older. I mean, like when we were in our 20s and in bands and stuff, I didn't really think of anybody that had a Jackson other than, for the joke or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a guitar I never thought I would buy or want to buy, but I was practicing with a band on Saturday this weekend. And I thought, if I had one of those crazy, like dive bomb things, that'd be really fun to play. And then I realized I don't have one of all the dumb guitars I have. I don't have a dumb guitar that has those big locking nut, kind of Floyd Rose crazy dive bomb things. So I found one. Yeah. I stayed up last night looking through OfferUp and found the right guy.
Like within days of when I just listened to the Steve Vai interview.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did look at
Maybe they put that in your head.
I did look
Maybe
at the Ibanez Steve Vai cut out the gem guitar where he has his hand cut out on it so you can like pick it up and go, it's like a little hand holder in there.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I realized
he seemed like a very nice guy.
He does seem very nice. Yeah. I realize I'm at the age where I don't give a fuck. I don't care anymore. Yeah. So I can own whatever guitar I want. I can play whatever guitar I want. I feel like there was decades of like, oh, this has to be a cool guitar. Yeah. This is don't be lame and play a not cool guitar. And I think at this point now in life, I'm just like, all right, any guitar is cool. I don't think that works anymore.
Everything is lame and also everything is cool at the same time.
Well, I always remember Modest Mouse had dumb guitars.
Did they?
There was something about him. I think he used all those like crazy whammy bar things. That put me down. Yeah. It seemed like he never really tried to have a cool guitar. Seemed like they were always kind of a little bit on the goofier side, or like modern, like pointy, rocky,
pointy guitars.
Yeah.
Could have been.
I don't know. I mean, you shot photos of them. You probably wouldn't know. But the other thing,
I mean, one time.
Oh, okay.
with 30 people, and I think at that point, I don't know if they barely made it from Aberdeen, or they're not from Aberdeen, Issaquah. They barely made it from Issaquah to Pullman.
Okay.
Without breaking down. So I don't know. I think at that point they were using whatever guitars they could afford.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was the kind of it, right? Like, do you see this one? Let's see.
Oh,
Let's see here. Well, I mean, I think that's what was kind of cool about the, like it was the pawn shop kind of guitar sort of idea.
Yeah.
Like what guitars could you find in a pawn shop? It's like, well, that's the guitar you should play, whatever is the cheapest guitar.
Oh, right.
Because that's kind of what the idea in theory was behind all like the cool Jazz Masters and Squires and things, or not Squires, but Jazz Masters and like Jaguars and stuff. That was just what was $100 at a pawn shop.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess that does make sense too. It's like you're also back then, if you were the guy that played a Jackson or an Ibanez or something, it also is kind of cool because it was lame, but you're the only one playing the lame guitar. So you're like, oh, that's cool now. It's cool out. Because you're the only one that is playing the Ibanez with the whammy bar.
Yeah. So that's why.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah, so that's I went for it.
I'm 100%
in. Good. I knew you'd be hard to convince. They should have a shreddy guitar.
At first, I was like, well, never mind. That's great. Perfect.
I just love how cheap they are. I mean, I think that's one of my favorite things about guitars.
Yeah.
Is how affordable that they can actually be. Especially used. And you're just kind of like, cool, okay. That's a good way to try out a bunch of different sounds and things. So, you don't have to worry about being cool or what the thing is.
Yeah, totally.
Just go.
I mean, I'm kind of going through that with old film cameras now because I basically shop. I'm not buying anything, but I'm shopping for all of the cameras and saving all the cameras on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace that I wanted when I was shooting film, and I couldn't. They were like thousands of dollars. But now you look and you're like, oh, you can get a Pentax 645 with a nice lens and 3 backs, and it's like $450
and
$500.
What was it? When you actually gave a shit?
I mean, it would be like a couple $1,000.
Oh, wow.
Lens would be $1,500, and the body was probably $2,000.
Wow,
probably. And then it's like a step up from a 35 millimeter. And then also like all of those, like any of those brand names, if you're a photographer, like the Mamiyas and the Hasselblads. Hasselblads are a little more expensive just because of their names.
That sounds German.
Yeah. And then
but are they out of style
any
now?
of those,
like
but
you don't have to, like you don't need those.
Well, you just have to shoot. It's just expensive to shoot film.
I see.
I mean, it's like now. I don't remember. I think I haven't bought film in a long time, but I believe a roll of film is like $10 now
to buy, and then you got to process
just to buy, and then you have to process it and then get it scanned.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a heavy undertaking, but what's cool about it is that if the fact that those cameras are more, I mean, you just get a completely different depth of field and a completely different viewpoint from all of these old cameras, which is what used to be very cool that you could find. I mean, you could shoot with a camera that was 40, 50, 60, 100 years old
Mm-hmm.
because they really were pretty good about saying like, okay, there's 35 millimeter, there's medium format, which is a 120 size, and then there's 4x5. And that's kind of it for most of it.
Standardized format of the way of film that was being made then and now for 100 years was the same kind of
film. Yeah, and medium. Yeah, and there's medium format cameras. I don't know exactly what year, but that kind of 120 size, you can get those old box cameras. You see them at the thrift stores and stuff. It's just like basically a little tiny lens, and it looks like a cardboard box. And those were like your family point and shoot cameras back, in the 20s and 30s. And I mean, even before that, I think, and that was 120 size. You can still get film for those.
Wow.
And so what was cool about it then is that you would be a photographer and you would shoot with like a 6x6, which is a square format, or a 6 centimeters by 7 centimeters, or 6x8. And then some camera companies made a 6x9, and it was like a really wide angle, like view, or a wide format view. And every camera also came with different lenses. And so you really you could shoot with a certain camera and it was a look.
I see.
It's not like now it's like digital, like you get a digital camera that's more pixels. It's like a bigger file, but everybody's basically shooting with kind of
less heavy
a very, it's like a very similar aspect ratio. So everybody's kind of shooting with that, and you can still do medium format now, which is different, but it's really kind of those two, and you don't really get that, like these old lenses. You can't put these old 120-year-old lenses on these cameras anymore that like you kind of used to. But now all these crazy cameras that I used to love and want,
they're all affordable.
Like this like fully manual Polaroid that was this amazing one, and that one I missed out on. I would have bought that one. It was only $100, but I missed it. But all these things, like, oh my God, I looked for that camera for like 5 years when I was younger, and they were just impossible to find, But I may be getting a graphic 4x5 at some point.
This is your way. This is your long way of telling me you may be getting a new camera. I got a new guitar. You're like, hey,
this is like your guitar.
I might, it might be the market for it.
It reminds me that I spend an hour a day minimum swiping through cameras and going, oh yeah, I used to do this, but it used to be every time like the photo magazine or something would come out, and you'd be like the used, and you'd go through and look for the like Crown graphic, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I love the shreddy guitar because I was so against it, and it was almost like poison to me. I'd see him and just like, horrible, yeah. It's terrible.
Like the band Poison.
Yeah, like the band Poison. Yeah.
Also
terrible, like Poison. They were like Twisted Sister to me. They were horrible. I hated all these guitars for so long without really knowing anything about them, and I was like, well, what then I turned it around. Now in my 40s I could be like, well, I don't know, what are those guitars, what do they do, what is it even? I could make fun of it, but I could also spend under $200 and see what it's all about.
You just weren't old enough to fully appreciate the vibe.
I think that's what it was. Yeah. To real, well, I think it's the, well, like you said too, where it's a style thing where I always felt like, oh man, if you play that guitar, then that means that's who you're going to be. Like it's somehow, it's like like it's possessed, has some kind of like, godly, like, aura around it. And if you play that guitar, man, then that's who you are. The guitar makes you don't make the guitar, that kind of feeling of like, oh, I wouldn't be caught dead with that guitar, because that means I'm that kind of person. And I realized, that's not how that works. The guitar,
some guitars are like wearing a pair of Jinkos.
You know what? Hey.
Or mentally.
It might
You're
be.
like, I feel like, but this is a different, what are people going to think of me? I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this only in my studio for a while. This is going to take a while before I come out of the studio.
Try this on for a while, yeah. Before you wear the hat, the big dumb hat out in public. You're just gonna wear it around the house for a little while. Kind of break it in.
You've wanted it.
Could I be the big dumb hat guy? Maybe I could. I don't know. I'll try it.
What about this feather?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What about this feather?
Put a dream catcher hanging off the side of it? Maybe.
Yeah. What about this this nice little leather bolo.
Alligator
What about if I put a bolo tie on there as well?
Maybe I could just be Crocodile Dundee.
Ooh,
you never know. It could just come
Should
out
I be
one
dressing in tighter clothes? Is this my thing? Is this my new thing?
This might be a thing. Yeah. This is our, yeah. Maybe this is my version of a midlife crisis. I bought a Jackson guitar. Who knows?
Hey man,
Who knows what happens
there's
next?
definitely worse midlife crises, I think. Crises.
Yeah. This might just be the beginning, though. Before we know it, I don't know. I might have a whole Eddie Van Halen, thing happening. Well, you heard it here first.
Your hair is looking really long, Randy. What is?
Well,
what's
I flew to Turkey.
Is that eyeliner?
Yeah, I flew to Turkey for the last 8 months. I've been going to Turkey twice a month and getting hair transplants. So it's a beautiful country.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know. Maybe this is just my
some shiny pants, Randy.
Well, hey, the pants do need to be shinier. That's what they say.
Pointed boots.
Yeah. Put some Crisco on the pleather jeans. I'm just gonna go pick the kids up. Maybe do a couple donuts in the Camaro at the high school parking lot.
Yeah.
No big deal.
It's weird. I have trouble getting into the car and out of the car, but once I'm in there, it's pretty comfortable.
Oh my God. I saw some video where it was like billionaires like having a hard time getting into their tiny sports cars.
Oh, I hate them so much. There's just everything about it.
Hitting their head and they just don't quite fit in it. And it's like the most expensive car that's ever made. And these guys can't even really fit in them, but they're the only people who can afford them. It's
it's the people with $1 billion are never the people that should have $1 billion.
It's true. It's
hard, like you want that person that's like, finally, I can take care of everyone around me. Right. You want that guy or woman to have the billion.
There's almost something about that mentality that is antithetical to then amassing large quantities of money.
This is true. You're not trying to you're not connivingly trying to suck as many resources out of everyone around you as possible.
Raising the price of medicine for dying people. Like usually that's how you get your billions of dollars, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Not caring, having zero empathy, and then suddenly last minute go, oh wait, I should do something nice with all this money.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
I've been hearing a lot of people talking about, hey man, it's just business. You hear that, hey man, it's just business. And I don't think that there's ever a situation that, hey man, it's just business.
You've never said that to anybody?
Relevant. Like I haven't. But I'm not good at business. That's why. I don't think, but I think like, if you're like, hey man, it's just business. Like, no. Tell them what it's really about. Hey man, you can't make enough profit off of you.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, that's at least true. So let's go with that. Like, sorry, you're not helping me make enough profit. I got to let you go. I'm like, all right, well, that is not a false statement. But hey, man, it's just business is like, yeah, that's kind of gross.
Yeah. Well, I feel like in the music world, there are a lot of people that try to be friends, or they think if they're your friends, or you can feel them, and it's like, I don't think we could be friends. I think this is a business arrangement. And then when the business arrangement is not businessy enough for either one of us, we should just stop doing business together.
Cut ties.
So let's not say we're friends here.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of people
that makes sense.
Like,
as long as everybody knows,
and then it's hard to know. Like, I don't think we're friends. I think it was always business.
Yeah. I think the most of the time when the, hey man, it's just business happens is when one person thinks that it's a different thing.
Right. That's hence the
other person
hey
goes,
man,
well,
I gotta have a clarification statement here. Let me get your attention here, buddy. It's just
you're like, oh wait, did I just get hey man? Oh no, I got hey man. Damn, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I remember we had a booking agent that messed up money. They said like, oh, you're gonna get paid this much, and then the day before the show, like, oh no, it's gonna be this much. Like, we thought you guys were the Black Lips. You're like, wait, what? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you're our own booking agent. You forgot who you are. Like, and they're like, Black Lips.
Mix these things up.
They're gonna play Black Lips $10,000, but for you guys, you get $7,000 or whatever it was. I was like, wait, you work for us? Like, well, you're not supposed to tell us that part of it. Like, you're supposed to make it sound like we're something like it was a clerical error, not that you forgot what band you were booking. And you.
The funny thing is, I get the same amount.
Yeah. And so that was the one where I was like, okay, this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back on this business relationship. And it was sort of a like thing of like, oh, I thought we were friends. Who knows? I was like, yeah, but that's not really even on that account. Like the friends thing doesn't feel quite right. You don't even know what band we are.
Yeah.
So
We get along when the money's coming in.
I mean, yeah,
That's how it goes.
You start to realize you're like, oh, well, because and not because we were so greedy, but just because shit was so expensive. And if you have thousands of dollars like suddenly disappear, you're like, but I already spent the money flying here and getting the hotels and the backline and the van, and we're spending $1,000 a day, and now we're like the festival just. We made a lot less. Like, I think this is a bad. I think this is a bad business. Like, hey, hey, man,
especially when
business.
You're like, but wait, isn't this your fault?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is your fault. They're like, not my fault.
Yeah.
Your fault.
Like, well, can you pay us that money? Like, oh, no, that doesn't happen. Like,
no. I got vacations to go on, my friend.
Yeah.
That's what I always loved about the photo thing. And still, I'm still getting calls, even though I'm from old clients and stuff. I mean, half the time it's just like, like, oh, this call is coming in because they're like looking, they haven't found someone with the other 20
you're
people
far
they
tried
tried
the
to
list.
call.
Yeah, you were not the first person on the
list.
Like,
we haven't talked in like years. But this hasn't happened recently, but it has had happened in the past when I was shooting a lot more, which, someone talks you down a little bit. And like, okay, yeah, these will be good for my portfolio, and I'll go down a little bit. And then the amount that you go down is less than what they all spend for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, sorry, more. Like less. Yeah, like you go down, they're like, hey, they talk you down, and it's like a small shoot, and they talk you down like $500 or something. And you're like, you know what? Sure, this seems like a really fun shoot, and blah, blah, blah. And then lunch for the crew is like $1,500 or something. Like, wait, what?
I'm not even getting paid that much.
Wait, everybody did have. Okay, you guys
did have the money. You just didn't want to give it to me. I see.
You wanted like fancier lunch. Got it. All right. So I'm not as important as fancy lunch.
Yeah.
I can take that. I can see where this is coming from. I did not see where that was coming from, but
now I get it.
Now I see it, and I realize that this is probably the last time you will book me. Which usually is. Well, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Well, it's just hard because you realize whoever's producing it or whatever the project manager part of that is like the person shooting the photos is less important. The decision of who he hired to take the photos, who actually is making the creative content, is less important than the overall, sort of just comfort or discomfort that they like realize like, okay, this is a priority. We could save money on the creative and spend more on the craft service. Like,
yeah,
sure. Yeah. That's
when everyone pulls up in Range Rovers and they just talked you down from your like measly penance.
But we will need a valet parking attendant for the shoot. Not for the photographer, for everyone else, for the client.
But it is that it's like the jump in levels. It's like then you jump up to the level, and there aren't that many medium levels. Like the medium level is like, no, we respect you, but
not like that.
You're here for us or whatever. And then there's the jumping up level, which I did a couple times, like the bigger jobs where you become the like, oh no, this is like really good money. And like, they're not skimping on the stuff, but you either can stay in that level or you just like,
you're back down.
I'm going to get a couple of these and then, we're going back down.
Well, it's hard to know when you've hit your top. Like, was this the top? Because now everything seems a lot smaller than that. Like it might be more apparent to everyone else than not you. Like, oh, I think that was the height of it all. Oh shit! It takes a few years to figure that part out. Like, okay.
Yeah, how didn't I see that coming?
Like,
oh, well, there it was. Yeah. There it was. That was good. Good times.
Good times.
Good fun times.
Speaking of good fun times, Sean Carnage, Kyle Mapson, DJ Lizzo were a last minute crash the party of the Smell month, which I thought was appropriate based on Sean's acknowledgement that there was a year or year and a half when the Smell was closed down. I think we've talked about this a number of times in some of these interviews where around that 2002 to 2003 run, the Smell had to close in order to pass inspection, for like fire code and so that was sort of it served as a inspirational moment in Los Angeles for Sean Carnage, a new transplant to start his party nights. Did you play these or go to these? Or I mean, it was mostly Il Corral, which is on like Melrose and Heliotrope. somewhere over there right by the 101 and Melrose. And then it moved to Pear Space, which was on like Echo Park, or no, Glendale just south of the 101 there, going towards downtown, just south of the park of it, in Echo Park, kind of Filipino town. And that was a great little small, cool DIY all ages space. And he had his Monday nights there. I got confused because I would just go to those shows. There were shows, 7 nights of the week, presumably. And then every once in a while, there'd be party shows. And I'm like, oh, and then I figured out, this is the Monday night part of it all. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely went to a couple of them probably at the Pear Space show, or the Pear Space space. And I mean, it was like such a, I loved the conversation between everybody, because it was such a specific time in LA. And I know we talk about this all the time.
This is sort of our looking back period.
So many, but where so many things were happening at the same time, like the internet, like literally
I remember
the internet, and like the like pirate radio, like Kill Radio was happening at the same time.
Yeah.
But also like all of that, like live streaming, bands, like being able to search all these different kinds of music much more easily.
Mm-hmm.
And I've even remember, like, when all the bands came out that kind of sounded like Gang of Four.
Oh, right. Yeah. It was kind of
like the
disco.
dance, like disco rock. I don't know what you, disco.
What was that
punk?
band called?
Dance punk?
Yes. Yeah.
Moving Units.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Remember
there was
that
the band
band
from San Diego that sounded like them. The Rapture.
Yeah. Rapture.
Yeah, exactly.
And all of that. But I had never listened to Gang of Four. I didn't even know Gang of Four at all. And then, so I was like, this is so crazy. This music is so, and then, someone showed me, was like, you ever heard Gang of Four? I'm like, no, I've never heard Gang of Four. And then just searched it, it's like, oh no, I downloaded all these MP3s from blah, blah, blah. So it was that time of like, oh, right. So this is what's obviously going to start happening, is everybody's going to start finding things and going on. Like they were talking about MP3 blogs and finding all this crazy music and people uploading music and trading music. But what it did too is that like it became kind of okay to go see a band would get booked that was like punk, and then we would get booked. We were kind of, I don't know what we were, like not metal, but I don't know, heavy, whatever, heavy post-punk something. And then we'd play with like the Mean Reds, who were like super dance punk, like keyboards, jumping around. And then the Bronx.
Yeah.
It's like but like way more traditional kind of like California punk stuff. But, and then it would be like an opener that would be something even weirder. Erebus Nixon Sticks.
Sure.
That probably was a show, right?
Of course.
Shannon's band.
Yeah.
So, but it was always like, oh yeah, this is great. There's these dance bands. And then like, Steve Aoki had his night and so the Starshoes thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I loved, and that was way more like you go there and you're like, oh, this is weird. There's celebrities here. How do we know people that know celebrities? This very strange. Right. Yeah. Cobra Snake and like all of that weird party scene stuff. But these things all like were happening simultaneously, but were also very connected.
Totally.
So I felt like, and even like, oh my God, who's the super tall dude that was the hip hop, like the
Subtitle? Gino?
Yeah, Gino. Oh, yeah. Like Gino was awesome. Everywhere,
of course,
right?
Yeah.
And Gino was always involved in like, he would come up to the radio show sometimes, and then he was like definitely in the smell scene. But then you'd see him at like underground hip hop shows, and then he had kind of his underground like hip hop thing.
Totally.
And then, but then was also like at all the punk shows, and like it was such a cool time. So it's cool to hear those guys talk about their Monday nights of like going like, yeah, we're booking all these things, but then in between, like we wanted to do more noise bands, but then in between we're going to have a dance party in between every band. I'm like, oh my God, of course.
Yeah.
Of course that happened, because that's what that time really felt like, was just like, yeah, and then let's dance.
Yeah.
And then we'll all drive to
we'll
a
dance,
house party that more bands are going to play at somewhere.
And someone will be DJ with their iPod, or if they just got an iPod. Or
totally.
Yeah. What were those? I remember those like, it wasn't even, I was like the MP3 players. They would just have like the little MP3 and they had made like little like boop, like little like beeps in between each song where you press play or something. So, the next song would happen is like boop, where the song would start.
Yeah.
It was very, very annoying. But yeah, it was great because it was a mixed up sort of wacky time, man. If you looking back on it, I don't think genres, it was a kind of fun thing to sort of mix all the genres up, or at least have a night that all felt different. And so sort of the variety and diversity of it just was like something novel and new and felt different. I don't know.
Yeah, and there were so many of those cool, weird things that everyone. I'm trying to think of what was the show or the night, Tuesday nights in Los Feliz, or Thursday nights maybe, I don't know. But it was at like a restaurant, like an Italian restaurant. But then it was a bar also. Rebecca.
Was this on Hillhurst?
DJ there. Yes.
I saw you guys play. You guys played on like the patio.
Yeah, we played there.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Like Rose Cafe or something, or something.
Yeah, something. I don't know. But that thing was going for a while, and that would be like rock bands, and then the next weekend it would be like some electro clash dance DJs, and then but it was just like there was just so many cool weird little pockets, and it wasn't separated.
Yeah.
It was like you'd see everybody from this show, and you'd go to a show at the Smell, and you'd be like, oh, I would see some people that were, I do feel like it was, and maybe I don't know why, but it did feel very open and fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I maybe, we think we hit on this thing of just being young and in Hollywood or in LA, but I'm assuming that all the same stuff happens now. It's just for like K-pop Demon Hunter, like the voice,
awesome.
The voice of K-pop Demon Hunter is going to be DJing at this rooftop thing downtown. Totally. And you're like, okay, you and 50 other people are just randomly there, and then after that, you're going to go, see a noise show in someone's, garage in Chatsworth or something. It's just,
totally.
I think I'm assuming that those things all just happen. I remember going to some it was like RZA from like Wu-Tang Clan, it was like on a rooftop. You're just like, are you on the list? Like, probably. And they're like, all right, come on in. You're like, all right.
Well, half the time you just knew the person that was working at the door.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel like being young affords you, that like, if you go out enough times, eventually your friends start working places, or you start working a place. And then they're like, hey, bring like 10 of your friends and we'll let you in. I'm like, okay.
Easy.
Or whatever. Or we'd get on we were on a call list for a while, which I don't like. We got on some party call list, some guy that used to book just like kind of Hollywood parties. Well, basically when someone in Hollywood
needed,
and this is quote unquote
kids in their 20s,
totally like wanted to throw a party, not even a show though. They had like a house party or something, but they wanted it to be like populated with kind of younger,
it's like casting,
cool people,
social casting.
But we're like dirt bags.
That was kind of cool at the time. Yeah,
people. It has like
that was a look,
I guess. But I feel like
you could wear a trucker hat and
one of our friends was
tight jeans.
Exactly. Exactly. Women's jeans, by the way, from H&M.
There you go. Yeah.
And then and it was like a friend of ours maybe worked at a label or something, and so she got on the list, and then then we'd get these calls like, hey, there's a thing happening at this house in Hollywood, how many people do you got? We're like, I have 5, I guess. Okay,
cool, gotcha.
Here's the address, and you just show up and you're like, I don't know whose house. It's just like someone's house, and there's beer in the fridge,
PBR
probably,
sponsor.
but we also probably have a 6-pack in our backpack. And we walk in, and then, but that's how like we ended up going to these parties at Wilt Chamberlain's house.
Oh,
did you
my
ever
God, no.
Have I told you about
you were
these?
telling me the story. I looked it up,
but maybe like 3 times.
But it wasn't him.
Happened.
It wasn't him throwing the party.
Well, no, he was dead. He was
he was in his 80s.
No, he was dead.
Right.
He was gone, and the reason why is they were like trying to sell that house, and then we knew someone who was worked for the realtor company.
Oh,
and
no.
They were trying to get Buzz. Well, they were trying to get Buzz
That's hilarious.
to like, hey, let's throw parties at this house. And somehow, I don't know, someone met someone and they're like, oh, these parties are great. You got to come.
That is
We went
hilarious.
to 2 or 3. He had like the swimming pool that went from inside. Like you could jump into the swimming pool in the living room.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And swim underneath the wall and you'd
Be
end
outside.
up outside. Yeah.
How many like
Awesome.
raccoons or possums or I don't know what you find in there? Like just
Not
swimming.
enough to take the house down. That's for sure. But it's great. And you'd be there and you're like, oh, it's Andy Dick.
Oh no.
Or
Yeah.
it's but I mean there's like hundreds
Sure.
of people there
Yeah.
and you see like kind of B and C list. I don't know, it's always fun
Sure.
to see those people.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Speaking of celebrities, I had my first celebrity sighting in a long time just yesterday.
Tell me. Who do you
So
got? Not Jamie Lee
our
Curtis.
Son, no,
Okay.
not yet. That's
All right, just
for
checking.
another day.
All
No, but our son's playing a soccer tournament, and we're in Norco.
Okay.
You know where Norco is?
That's in the Inland Empire.
In the Inland
deep
Empire. It's like
into
house. It's
Ontario.
or horse. It's horse country.
Off the
so
90?
it's like.
You down that
No,
far?
not that. No, it's
Okay.
like just off the 10.
Okay,
But it's right by. It's like
Ontario.
Ontario.
Yeah.
By Ontario. And but we're there, and so he had played a early morning game, and then afterwards, in between games, we went to Denny's, and so we're at Denny's,
Ooh.
and we're eating.
Who's
There's
this
a
gonna
bunch of
be?
people
Who could
there,
this be? Okay, I'm excited.
and we're in Norco.
Okay.
Remember? And I see this guy, and he's obviously there with some other. There's like soccer kids and there's some other parents, but I see him, and I'm like, that's a guy. That's like
The face.
That's like a famous guy. But it's like a famous guy that is older now and that I haven't
Baldwin?
seen in a long time.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, no, I can't. No, it's not that guy. And so I couldn't think of the person's name. And then I'm like, there's no way. He was normal looking. And I looked at his shoes and I'm like, he's got like dirty running shoes on. There's no way that's that guy.
Sure.
It just must be And so we're sitting there, I'm eating my eggs, whatever, toast. And then I look and someone walks up and he's like, hey, are you the guy? And it's like, yeah. But I think he literally was like, are you on TV?
Oh no.
It's like one of the, because you're in Norco, right?
Did you used
Like,
to
you're
be
not in, like-
famous?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And he's just like, yeah. And he's like, hey, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, of course. And so they stand up and then they have a friend, like, it's just like takes a couple of photos and he was like, I can't remember what movie you were in or whatever.
Oh no.
You know, it's
He's
like one
asking
of
for
those
the
things.
credits. Yeah.
No, but they were just laughing
Oh.
about it. And he's like, yeah, you know, I get that and whatever. And he sits down. I'm like, it's the guy. And so you know who it was. So I looked and I was like, no, that's someone from
Okay, let me guess. Entourage?
no.
Okay. Well, give me
No.
2 more guesses.
Like very-
Hold on. Let me see if I can figure
kind of
this out.
cooler than
Entourage. That
Like
70s show?
not cheesy. Not cheesy.
Not cheesy. Okay,
No,
okay. Not
that 70s
cheesy.
show.
Actually could be cool and is in the Inland Empire and is an actor. He's a male actor.
But remember,
from the
there's
aughts.
there's a huge soccer tournament going on, so he does not live in Norco.
Oh, I see. Well, is it like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones?
No,
No,
not that
I'm
cool.
getting too cool. Okay. Somewhere between Entourage and Game of Thrones. Okay.
So
Let me see if last one. I get one more chance. at
I'll
this.
say this: he's funny.
Funny. I don't get Johnny Knoxville.
Oh no,
No,
that would be
okay. That's too funny. Okay. No, who is it? Who do you got? Give it to me.
So I don't even remember his last name. His name is Joe, but he's from
Okay.
Reno 911. Joe
Latrulio?
No. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm going to look him up now.
Wait.
I should have looked this up before.
Wait. Thomas Lennon?
No,
No.
Joe.
Joe Latrulio. He was on
Was
the.
that his last name?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Totally.
he's great. He
Totally.
was in
Yeah.
not the other one too. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? And Wet
Yes.
Hot American Summer.
Yep.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
So isn't that cool?
That's
But
very
so
cool.
look, when you look at his face, are you looking at the one that
Let's-
are you looking at the one where he's got like a jean jacket on
Let's see here.
and like a gray shirt?
I'll
This
sh-
kind of comes up on his
yeah, that's the one where it
Yeah.
looks like he's with the,
That's
with
what he
the
looks
gray
like.
hair.
but he just had like Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And he just had like a t-shirt on and some like shorts.
Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Just Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That
right?
is a good one. Were they doing soccer? Is that what you could tell? It was like a family soccer?
Yeah, he was there with there were
dad.
a couple dads and moms at the table, and then there was like 3 kids in soccer stuff. So I'm like, oh, they must just be here for the soccer
That's
tournament.
amazing. Yeah, he was in Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my god.
Totally.
Dude, that's a good one.
Isn't that a good one?
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I love that the guy, because the guy that came up, you could tell he was like, that's a famous person.
Oh.
But he was just like a big dude that was like, okay, I'm gonna go see. He was that guy.
Wow.
But yeah, he seemed very nice and funny. I don't know. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Funny, huh?
That's a good that's a good one. I saw Chris Parnell from Saturday Night Live and 30 Rock. And he does the voice of the dad, Jerry, and Rick and Morty. I saw him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I saw him at an arcade. It was the kind of thing, but it's like when you're with kids.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Especially like in LA and as a dad, and then you see other celebrities with their kids, and you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to bother you. You'd really have to.
No. I don't think the only person I ever went up to randomly was Bruce Willis.
Oh, where was that?
Yeah.
I don't know if I know the Bruce Willis story.
Oh my God. This is one of my best stories ever.
Oh, we saved the 3rd year.
Okay.
See, we're still pulling out the hits here, guys. 3 years.
Like I have told
3 years into
before,
Hyphenate.
maybe not.
Okay, let me see.
No. So our friend Matt, which I've talked about, was in the band 30 Seconds to Mars.
Of course. Yes,
right?
yes. With
the
not yet canceled Jared Leto. Soon to be brought up on some kind of charges with Jared Leto.
Something.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Soon to be pardoned.
No.
No. But
allegedly.
Allegedly. No, but anyway, we were at this. They were having like an after party. It might have even been that same show that I've talked about.
I like this.
Where we were at but it was like an after party thing at the Roosevelt.
Oh, okay.
So we were all at the
classic
Roosevelt
Hollywood party hotel.
Yeah, great place, amazing place, and we're there just with couple friends, and had a couple of drinks, as the night had gone on.
You're at a show. You're young.
And we look over, and in the bar area of the Roosevelt, as I remember it, there's these kind of like big couch, like this big kind of U-shaped couch, but that you could a ton of people could sit at. And so it wasn't like little couches. It was just kind of like a big, I don't know, big area. Couch. And right there, I'm looking at the kind of back and the side of Bruce Willis sitting at a couch and holding court. Like there's just a bunch of people around him, young people, and they're listening. He's obviously telling some great stories. They're all like, ha, ha, they're laughing.
Full bald. No toupee. What does he got? What's his hair situation?
Yeah, I don't remember. Okay. I would imagine full bald. He's this was probably, I'm going to guess this was 2004, 5, 6.
Post Sixth Sense resurgence, kind of get into the
he's
the
like
Unbreakable era. He's probably rebooting, Die Hard. Yeah, he's on it.
Yeah, he's just Bruce Willis. You look at him, you're like, that's Bruce Willis.
Gotcha.
And so I had enough, drinks to go.
Liquid courage.
Say something to Bruce Willis.
He needs to know.
Yeah, and I feel like how I remember this to Michelle, I just looked at Michelle and just told her like, I gotta go. I have to.
I gotta go, babe. I gotta go talk to somebody.
And I don't think I waited for. I didn't wait for a response as far as I'm like, I knew. Yeah. I'm like, and I'm like, this is it's I'm sure going to be embarrassing, but guess what? I don't feel right now any embarrassment. I don't feel any embarrassment or any idea of what embarrassment might even feel like. And so I walked over and just kind of, I don't even know. I don't think I tapped him on the shoulder or anything, but he was sitting down. And so I was like standing kind of behind the couch, and there were people around him in the front. And I was like, excuse me, Bruce. And all I remember is kind of looking up and having everybody just look at me in like secondhand embarrassment.
Oh, no.
I think like just like
Oh.
oh God,
He just called him Bruce. No one calls him Bruce.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. And he's like, hey, but like a nice like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, thank you.
Oh, wow.
And he goes,
way to go.
He goes, for what? And I said, thank you for everything. He was like, you're welcome. And we shook hands and I walked away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving Nakatomi Plaza. Thanks for
it was nothing. It was nothing specific. Yeah. It was a completely blanket statement.
That's
and I
good.
really felt that it was unplanned, completely unplanned, and it worked out perfectly.
Wow.
And I feel like all the people just kind of went silent and were like,
wow.
What? What?
Why didn't we think
this is going to go really bad?
So cool.
And then it didn't go bad, as far as I know. Yeah.
That's great. That's a good Bruce Willis story.
Yeah, I think that's my only good, like really good kind of random celebrity story.
I just heard a Bruce Willis story on another podcast that he, it was the thing where you want to be like known for being like an over tipper. Like you could just say, oh yeah, and then I went in, I left this guy $100 tip, tipped him $100. It was great. No one's going to check on you. You know what I mean? You could just lie about that. You could do that. But someone said that they saw Bruce Willis in New York come into some kind of divey bar that they were all at when they were younger. And he came in, he got a shot of whiskey and just slapped down $100, like took the shot and then just slapped down $100 bill and walked out. And they said that was the coolest thing they'd ever seen. That was really one of those kind of moments of like, wow. All right.
I like
Bruce Willis doing it right.
He's like, this will be written about someday.
Let it be known. Yeah.
Next time it will be $200.
I have so many embarrassing celebrity stories.
That you do?
Like I don't know if I should save them all up for one big embarrassing story, or we just let them go bit by bit. I spent a lot of time drinking excessively in my youth.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this about me.
In Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles at bars. And
oh wait, I do have another good one. Okay, go for it.
No,
this is bringing this up.
I mean, they're bad because it's like, can I remember them? Even is this the thing, or like do I hear about it from people the next day? But I was at a show. I played a show with my friend Devin, who was a past guest here. We opened for Jonathan Richman at a small club kind of bar restaurant on Hillhurst, again, kind of up almost to Los Feliz Boulevard, or Los Feliz Boulevard. And Kiefer Sutherland was there. And I think he was a big drunk. I think he was wasted at the bar. And I was talking with him, and I don't really remember what happened, but people told me the next day, there was no big payoff really to it. I mean, later that night I would talk to Jonathan Richman very drunk, and that was embarrassing as well. So I think there was just, but it was the kind of thing, you would just, it's like, wow, this is crazy. That's Lost Boys over there. Like, wow, okay, well, I should just talk. He needs to hear from me. I should go talk to him. And then that's Jonathan Richman. I think I asked Jonathan Richman, I was like, why? I was trying to convince him they needed to make a movie of his life, or make some kind of like DVD or some movie or some film. Like, why are you not doing this? Like, I wanted to produce the Jonathan Richman story. And he was beyond polite in his Jonathan Richman kind of way, like, no, I don't think I'll be doing that. Thank you. But no, I will not do that. Thank you. Like, but Jonathan, it'd be so cool. He's like, have like a movie and stuff, You're in like something about Mary, and it's like, that's cool. You should like do a movie or something. It's like,
it's your own movie.
No, I won't do that. No, thank you. Like,
well, funny enough, right before you said that, the story that I remembered is also about Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, Kiefer Sutherland!
That's really funny.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, mine was at the what's that bar called? The 400 or 4100.
Oh, I don't know.
You remember 4100 bar?
Is this on Sunset Boulevard?
You don't know the 4100 bar?
Yes, it sounds fancier. I did not go in for the fancy, especially that.
No, it wasn't fancy, but it did open up some like early 2000s, I think. I don't know, or they revamped it.
Was it the one that was on the top floor of a?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of a fancy dive-ish bar
on Sunset.
Know. But they had on the Echo Park side of Sunset, like on this.
Okay.
Where was
Not
it?
Little Joy.
Yeah. Anyway, right around. No, it wasn't that far down.
Okay.
It was like west of that. Anyway,
by Epitaph.
It's this kind of divey bar, and it turned out that during the Kiefer Sutherland days when he was on 60. What
24?
was that? 24.
Yeah.
Like it's either 12, 24, or 60.
One of
Which
these
one
things,
is it?
yeah.
Yeah, 24. When he was on, it was like right at the height of 24. So he was like
on all the billboards.
The most famous of
yeah.
the famous people. But he lived like right kitty corner from the 4100 bar.
No.
And yes, he was a famous drunk. His name, okay, I mean, allegedly, I don't think it's even allegedly. It's like, it's very well known that he had a lot to drink. But they called him at that bar, they called him One Drink Sally. Because he would literally have one drink.
Aww.
And he was
gone
out of his mind.
Oh no.
Blitzed, right? So we every once in a while we see him in there. But then one time he came in, had a drink. We were sitting at the bar, and he's like, "I'm doing karaoke." He came in with a friend. He's like, we're doing karaoke," and he was like adamant about it.
Oh my god.
He's like, we're doing karaoke. We're doing Led Zeppelin. I'm gonna be singing.
Hilarious.
My buddy, like,
I do know this.
This
was at the Sunset Junction. This was right there at Sunset, right? It was like
4100 bar.
Yeah, there was like a fancy coffee spot there now, but it was like where they had the recycled oil, like Mercedes places.
Yeah,
I went to this bar.
To go.
Yeah.
He used to go in there. So he was like, I'm singing.
Did they have karaoke at that bar?
No,
he was just going to create
but
karaoke.
There was a jukebox right there, and so then he and his buddy who was there is like, he could play air guitar. Who could play air drums? I'm like, I can play air drums. Yes. He's like, you're playing air drums, and then it was like, I don't even remember what Led Zeppelin song it was. And so
when the levee breaks,
the whole probably.
Yeah.
So we did the whole thing, and then right afterwards, we went outside, and it was like, we got to get a photo. We got to get a photo. He's like, yes. And so I have a photo. This, by the way, not secondhand embarrassment at all. This was awesome.
Yeah, this is like actually pretty
best.
Good. Yeah,
it was like the best. It was probably like a half an hour or whatever that we I don't know if we hung out. I don't remember any other thing other than the karaoke part. And then we all went outside, and this is like smoking cigarettes, and it was like, we got to get a photo, and he's like, so our friend had a camera. And then
again, this is pre.
Like, what do you want? What a photo of what? And I'm like, you should kiss me on the cheek. And he's like, okay. And that photo is somewhere, but it's gone. Like our friend Jen had like a small, like it was film photo. I don't know.
Incredible.
I don't know where it went.
Incredible.
But there's a photo out there.
Well, you got to find it. You got to find it. We'll post it.
Someday it'll come up.
Wow.
But he also, the only 2 times, maybe, I don't know, there might have been more times that we saw him there, but the one time that happened, I was like, he's the best. He's like the nicest dude in that circumstance.
Sure.
I don't know anything else, but he was like the nicest guy, and literally was just like, oh yeah, this is just the guy. If he wasn't famous, he's just the guy that brings the party to the bar. Yeah, super fun. I had forgotten about that though.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think those are signs that we were of drinking age in the early 2000s.
Those are not Monday nights at Paris
but there is a great Monday night celebrity story though with your good friend Val Kilmer. He brought his son to see Dan Deacon, and they filmed it, and I think the footage is out there online of like Val. I think then Dan Deacon asked Val to like say something to like start in the middle of the set or something, or gave him a microphone, and he like, I don't know what he gave, like a toast or something in the middle of the show. And then
amazing.
And then the show,
probably read
Dan Deacon
some poetry
played,
or something.
yeah, and everyone did the hokey pokey and danced outside into the parking lot.
I love it. It.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm sure that they have
celebrities there.
And this is also what I kind of always loved about LA and being young and all that stuff, is because I really did feel like for all of those years being at parties and shows and doing all that it felt like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like it just felt like a place that shouldn't exist. And if you kind of did it right and kept out of the really bad, like the part that can just throw you right down into the pit, which we've all known people who've gotten thrown into the pit,
cocaine and heroin,
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually the beginning of the pit. It's usually right at the edge.
Well, also that thing too, if you weren't really trying to be famous, I mean, I feel like that's the thing that really, where it really takes you down. If you're like, if you start believing the imaginary,
exactly,
it's like, no, this is all just dumb. This is a dumb cartoon. Don't get confused. You are not going to become Bugs Bunny if you keep hanging out in the cartoon. You are gonna you're gonna end up dead on the side of the road.
Yeah. And so as long as you kind of stay out of there and took it kind of for what it was and the kind of fun and the ridiculousness of this place that is LA.
Yeah.
That
see how much trouble you can get into without really getting into trouble.
Yeah. And also just like the whole like saying yes to things and being like, yeah, sure. Where are we going? Okay. Yeah, just jump in the car. We'll go. It should be fun. I know a guy. I know the guy who's opening up the place that has the thing. I'm like, okay.
This is also how people get murdered. Guy? Yeah, this is also how a horror movie starts.
You know,
like, come on, just get in the car. I got free candy.
Most of the time, it's okay.
I need some help moving. We're going to the hills.
Yeah, totally. And but there was so much of that, and it would be. I mean, you grew up here, ish. Close enough in proximity where you're like, no, I went to high school with the guy that now
Gerardo grew up like 3 doors down from me. Rico Suave.
Right. I forgot about that. Rico's the first artist on Interscope.
Oh my God. See?
Yeah. He's the very first artist signed to Interscope.
I think he signed my like 2nd grade like yearbook because I knew he was famous, and then I had to go over there and get his signature.
Oreo,
Rico. Yeah, exactly.
Suave.
Yeah, and the hair was attached to the bandana. He didn't actually have any hair.
That was amazing.
Yeah, but again, it's like, okay, you're on MTV or you're on the radio and you live there. Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
Because it's also the ridiculousness of the fact that most people kind of within the scenes or whatever, there's a realization of how ridiculous it actually is. So there's the like on camera person, or we all know people who got like an acting job and they were on a show for a little while, or they were in a big band and they played arenas for a little while,
and then they weren't.
But knowing
see them at a backyard barbecue, like, okay.
Yeah, and everybody thinks like, oh my God, they're so rich, and like, no, like they live like it's like paying rent, and it's a job.
They got a crappy car. Rent, yeah,
and they know like hopefully they're saving a little bit because they know that this might only go for like 6 months or a year, and then you're back to square one.
Yeah.
And that's the other part of it is that. So I feel like a lot of those times were the going out and you'd see someone walk through the door and go, wait, that's that guy. That's that woman that does that thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know that.
And then
the commercial.
Yeah.
The best part is when you're talking to somebody out like on the smoking patio back then, you're like, oh wait, your dad's Ed Begley Jr.? That's cool.
Totally.
I think.
Yeah.
Your dad's Luke Skywalker? Whoa.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then we also have no way of fact checking. There was, we didn't have phones in our pocket. We couldn't Google these people or like see their social media. You're just like, cool.
Or how about like for a second that our friends were like friends with the kid who played Elliot from E.T.
Henry Thomas?
Yeah.
That's great.
But everyone, you go to the bar and hang out and then find out later, like, no, he played Elliot. E.T.
Oh, you wouldn't even recognize him. You'd see him all night.
No, yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, it's like a dark bar. And you're not expecting. It's like you're not expecting that. Like, oh yeah, the last time I saw you was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
At that point, 20 years ago, you were a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not Drew Barrymore.
That's true. Yeah.
Like someone who's stayed in the thing. but those, I feel like half the time those things were,
you got to score.
Or like I
think you're
when I got hired
child actor. Yeah.
To cut my friend PJ's hair on the Larry Clark movie.
Oh,
did I tell you that one? Because he was just staying the night at our house, or he was just like staying at our house, and he was shooting a movie with Larry Clark, and he's like, "Hey, do you cut hair?" I'm like, "I mean, I've cut hair before," and he's like, "You should come scissors. In. They have like $200 for like a hairstylist."
Oh, I thought you were doing it on camera. No, you were.
No, it was like,
oh no,
and I'm like, okay. And then he's like, it just has to match this photo. So we had to like kind of cut his hair a little bit. I mean, I guess it worked. I don't know.
Did you get paid?
Maybe. I don't know. I was happy. I'm like, I want to be on set
meet
for
Larry
a Larry
Clark.
Clark
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
As a photographer, that probably means, that means a lot.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was weird. It was like, it was everything you think it would be. It's like it was that one, Ken Park.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever see that?
I never saw it. No.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah.
I know. I watched one of the scenes being filmed and I'm like, I don't know if I want to see it.
You're like, I'm good.
I'm gonna keep this. I'm just gonna keep this in my mind as like what a
Good
crazy experience it was to be on set and watch Larry Clark direct and watch them shoot and do all that stuff. It was great. I was there for like one day.
That's probably the right amount of time. You're like, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. But yeah, those funny things where you wake up and you're like, but I also worked as a PA for a while and like doing all that. And that was always a trip too. You're like, I'm at Universal Studios, but I'm working. I'm like working on a big, huge sound stage for, whatever, some commercial.
For $50 a day.
Yeah. Back then. Yeah. $75 a day. And then hopefully you'd get enough overtime to go over $100. Yeah, it's awesome.
Nothing else to do.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
LA, man.
Hey, I guess it's still LA, right? I can't tell.
I think so.
It's still happening here.
I mean, we went to a hardcore show the other night. There's some good hardcore punks there.
That's good. Yeah,
it's fun. Yeah,
but I feel like now I'm like at the point where I'm so old, like I wouldn't know. I would like who's walking into a restaurant that I wouldn't even know.
No,
right? Yeah,
no. I mean, our kids saw someone up here at the Village in Lake Arrowhead that Towns like got his photo with these 3 kids, like
like TikTok
boys
stars
that were like 18 or something, and showed him to Lila, and Lila was like, "What?" And it was some band.
Oh.
It was like some, I don't know, like a band that. I'm like, why are they here? I'm like, probably their parents are staying at the hotel. I don't know.
Did you ever think you'd get to this age where you're just like, I don't know who any of these people are?
No, I have to ask them all the time, especially now being at school. Like I have to check all the memes and all that. And like, hey, you guys, who's this person? And they're like, why? Wait, why do you know that person?
Like, don't even, you're not supposed to know this.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I just want to make sure the kids aren't making fun of me.
Yeah. Just want to make sure this isn't racist.
That's it.
Like, I don't care. Totally. I don't care what else it is. Just don't be racist. I can't be seen nodding along to something that I don't understand. And then comes
to be like, oh, this is such a fun song.
Like, oh no, is this racist? Yeah. Okay. Just make sure it's not racist. Yeah. That's all you can hope for as we age into this. I was telling Shan too. I was like, we were raised in the 80s. Like, it's not going to end well for us as we continue to age. There's just our culture was not appropriate. We were not first generation like PC people. And not that we're trying to be bad, but just our parents were monsters, and our celebrities, our jokes, our comedians, everything. The culture we came from was so much more worse than whatever the next 20, 30, 40 years are going to be on this earth. Hopefully,
we're like the first Happy Meal culture.
Yeah.
Like the culture that we got marketed to as kids.
Oh, right. Well, they legally
like before us, they didn't market to kids.
It was illegal.
They would
yeah.
Well, you would just have like, you would have like husky jeans or whatever, but it was pushed towards the parents of like, here's what you should buy for your kids. Where with us, it was like,
no,
I guess they had a little bit like Frisbee, like they had toys and stuff, but for us, it was like,
no, we went over this, like
fully
Reagan deregulated the television, like marketing to children's where they could sort of toy companies could just create toys and then create shows that would market the toys. It was like the He-Man, G.I. Joe stuff. Like that was illegal. It was a federally like, repealed law that allowed us to become, part of a marketing chain.
I actually didn't know that.
You did? We haven't talked about this? I feel like we've talked about this. No, maybe this is just in my mind.
I feel like we talked about this.
Yeah.
Maybe I was so offended by the idea that I blocked it out of my mind.
Still traumatic.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know it was a federal law before kind of Reagan, but it makes sense.
Yeah. What was it? This is proponents of the deregulation. Yeah. I mean, it's, it's going to happen. All this kind of, it's all happening again now. It's going to get worse for these kids.
It's just like way worse.
Yeah.
But now they have to walk by federal agents also see people with machine guns walking around their cities.
Yeah. What was this here? I'm trying to find the thing real quick. Like, yeah, it's basically, let's see, they call it Pester Power Romper Room. Oh, this is gatekeep. I don't know. I can't. Yeah. So it's basically, yeah, they changed the rules and allowing like toy companies to market straight to the kids. Yeah. And then
Interesting.
And then in 91, they implemented a new thing that kind of changed it back for a little bit. The Children's Television Act.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So they,
but now that's all gone. Now we don't even have PBS barely anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, it's a good time to wrap it up right there.
It's horrible. Everything is horrible. I do feel like our generation though, I guess, are you Generation X?
I think I'm a cusper. I'm part of Xennial. I think I'm the last year that you could be an X. I think 81 is the end of it all. I'm beginning of 81. So yeah, I think, but I had older brothers. Yeah. So I think I kind of got
your grandfather did.
I had a lot of influence. I understood, I was greatly influenced by them. It wasn't like I was the first kid, where everything was centered around me and whatever my interests were. I sort of had to go along with what they were into.
Yeah.
And so
I think we're going to be pretty good old people.
We'll see.
I have to say,
we'll see.
I feel like I feel like we already have the mind of like a cranky old geezer.
Yeah. But again, I don't know if that's the correct.
From when we were in high school of like, ugh.
Is that what the world of the future needs? I think
so.
More cranky geezers. I think in our minds, we'll think we're great, which seems to be the case in any generation. We're great. What are these kids all fucked up and whining about? It's just going to happen.
We'll have a little bit more sympathy, I think. But like, I
don't know.
No, you guys, it's always been horrible.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Do it. How many horrible things? All I think about is horrible things all day. This is. You want me to go down the list?
Come here. I'll give you something to cry about. We got that one. I did see a great video though of like a mom like of our age like talking to her younger kids, and she went through the list of things like children should be, and then the kids like had to fill it in like, oh, what we grew up with was seen and not heard. Right.
Yeah.
But the kids now don't know this, and the children. And so she's like, children should be, and they're like, hugged. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then like, there's just all these things that we grew up with. Like, oh man, like we were just like threatening. I brought you into this world. I can take you out for ice cream. And it's like, no, that was a threat of murder. Your parents brought you into this world. I can take you out of it too. So you know what I mean? I think maybe that's the cultural thing that our children don't know all these kind of playfully comedic child abuse jokes that were part of our culture that our parents would murder us for any offense. And
they're definitely more used to being
hugged,
friendly, like having conversations.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm like, I have conversations even with kids of like, I don't know whether to tell you, like, you shouldn't be, I'm glad you're telling me this.
Right.
But I feel like you shouldn't be telling me this.
You got to keep some secrets here.
About like, guess what happened with my friends today? And I'm like, you sure you want to tell me?
Let's think.
Because remember, I know their parents.
And I am, I'm legally.
You don't want to be a snitch.
To say some things here.
Yeah, you don't want to be a snitch, but let's talk.
Roll the dice.
So like,
let's see what happens.
What's a snitch? You tell your parents. We tell our parents everything.
Snitches get candy,
hugged.
Yeah.
Get high-fived for good information.
Yeah. Okay. All right, kid.
Although, you know what? Maybe that's the change.
Maybe
the change is that the generations are actually that 2 or 3 generations will actually be friendly to each other.
Wow, it could be
and
possible.
Not have to completely compete and try to somehow
destroy each other.
Destroy. Like, guess what? I'm old and I'm going to try to destroy everybody who's young, or
destroy this world before I go out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go cash out.
Take all of their stuff.
Steal all the copper wire out of the White House before we die.
Oh my God. Oh my god, we should do it. We really should do a political hour, though.
I think these all are.
I'm ready.
Every hour is a political hour. It seems like whether we acknowledge it or not. I think there is a lot of politics in our culture.
And next on Laughing Through Fascism is Randy and Aaron. Let's go.
Remember the thing I said about just don't be racist? Like I was just trying to make sure. Like, is that racist?
That doesn't even work anymore. It's like everything on that you listen to. I'm like, wow, I really did think we were past this one. Oh, we weren't saying that anymore, right?
We're done with this 100 years ago.
I guess there's like a there's a final breath of like, we're gonna say all this stuff. We're gonna say it all at the same time right now.
Get it out of your system, American fascist culture.
Please. I hope so.
I think we're done. All right, man. I will see you next week. Be good.
See you later, fascism.
Keep shredding.
You're out of here. Keep shredding. Shred fascism.
Yeah.
Shredding fascism.
This machine shreds fascists.